Hi guys, today we're doing a video. We're going to look at 3 ways that we can help you improve your riding. We're working with Babs and Indy today. Say hi guys.
Hi guys.
So we're looking at 3 things that you can do that will help your basic riding without fail. Every time we'll make you a better rider, we'll get better responses from your horse. When you're doing dressage, there's basically 3 sets of aids that you're allowed to use in a test. So you've got your leg aids, you've got your seat aids, and you've got your rein aids. And if you want your horse to stay kind of really good with all 3 of those things, you've got to be able to be independent of the leg, independent of your seat, and independent of the reins. Because if you're relying on your legs every step, is the horse going to stay in front of your leg? No. If you're relying on your seat, again, is your seat then going to be effective when you need to use it? No. And the same with your contact. If you want your horse to be sensitive in the contact and respond well when you use your reins, your horse can't be relying on your hands all the time. So we're just going to look at 3 things we do with the fundamental riding. Of course, there's exercises and things you can do, but if you're not employing these 3 basic things, then your exercises aren't going to be beneficial for you. So hope you find this interesting. If you do, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So whilst we just let Indy warm up a little bit, like within those things that we talked about earlier, we're going to look at how those aids affect the way your horse goes. So how you can affect your horse's posture, how you can improve his or her basic way of going, utilising those 3 sets of aids. So your reins, your legs, and your seat, and which aids you need to employ to get which effect. Okay, Indy, when you're ready, we'll just take the canter.
Yeah.
So you can see we're in a nice kind of stretchy phase of the warm-up still at the moment. And this is one of the first tests, one of the first things I like to do to check that my horse is independent of my seat. And I think this is especially nice in the warm-up, and that's to take a light seat. So on this long side, just take a light seat when you're ready. Good. So when you take a light seat, you're removing the seat from the equation and you're riding from your legs just to your hands. So you're creating a direct connection. So there should be a little bit of contact. Take your rein a tiny bit shorter because you want to feel her in your reins. And then use your leg, keep your arse out the saddle. Good. Tiny bit short to your rein. Still with the forward neck. Good. And that your legs go to your hands. Good. Really good. Good. Keep your leg there. Good. Good. So you get a really nice positive connection to the bit. Good. Again, if you want your horse to listen to your seat, it has to go without your seat. You can't rely on your seat to keep the horse going. If you do, the horse isn't in front of your leg enough. Good. Give her a pat. Really nice. And this is a really nice exercise for the young horses as well, to get them thinking forwards. Again, go to light seat. Good. And that she pulls the bit forwards. Yeah. And you want the horse to pull the reins in this. It's not about riding without the contact or without the leg. It's about affirming your leg to hand connection. Good. Okay, give her a little walk break. Good. So in Babs's early training, we found this was a really, really great tool for her. She used to break quite a little bit, where she struggled to kind of maintain the canter. And because of that, she became reliant on India's seat. So India was constantly having to push to keep her going. And the moment she stopped, Babs would just cut out. So we we started doing the light seat canter to get her to think more forward and actually canter for herself a little bit. And that really helped develop her consistency in the canter. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to look at the second thing that can improve your basic riding. So we've looked at taking away your seat from the equation and riding just with your legs to your hands. Now we're going to take away Indy's stirrups and we're going to focus on riding from your seat into your contact. So if you've got a horse that's a little bit behind your leg, it's very easy to carry your tension through your leg and work hard every step. And in that scenario, basically, you manage to keep the horse going, but you never actually improve the reaction to your leg. So riding without the stirrups, I don't know if you've ever done it, but if you haven't, you must try it. You can't grip with your legs, otherwise you lose balance and you pop out of the saddle. So what this makes you do is ride with a relaxed leg. Yes, you can still use your leg, and of course you need to use your legs, but in between times that your leg hangs loosely around the horse, so that when you do use your leg, you get a reaction. But again, it's just a really, really great way of deepening your seat and making you ride really consistently. And that's, of course, what we're looking for when we're doing this. We want our horses to go consistently. Like I said, you can use exercises to improve your horse's way of going, but if your fundamental riding isn't working really consistently, then your horse is never going to go really consistently. So yeah, let's take a look at Indy now riding without her stirrups.
This has been a long time coming.
No pain, no gain.
Henry's been dying for me to ride no stirrups for as long as we've been together. And I finally plucked up the courage this week, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah, and now you started, you can't stop. You love it, don't you?
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Can't last very long, but I love it. Yeah, and one thing that I found really helpful with training with no stirrups, obviously it helps my position and finding my seat, but more importantly, I find it so effective with, keeping my leg off her for the majority of the time and then getting the right reaction when I do put my leg on. Because I think, it's so easy, or was for me, when I have my stirrups on, you can fall into the pattern of your leg being on the horse a bit too much, and then you start losing the reactions that you want. And so this is a great way to check, are you responding to my leg when I use it? Am I getting a forward reaction? And yeah, I found it really helpful.
Good, that looks really nice. So we're keeping your hands out in front, really nice consistent contact, and just keep looking to let your leg hang. So you can move through your seat. When you take your stirrups away, obviously, if you're doing this at home, guys, make sure that you're safe and that your horse isn't fresh and that you've done a little bit of work with them already. But yeah, make sure you're not gripping with your leg, that your seat is moving through the saddle. If you need to, when you first start, you can always start with a little joggy trot just to get yourself warmed up and in the right way of sitting in balance with your horse before you ride more forwards. Good. You can see the lovely effect this sitting trot has with Babs's connection. Every step is the same. Indy's sat in a really nice balance. You don't have a choice when you take your stirrups away, because if you're not sat in good balance, you'll just plop off. Looks really good like that. It's so nice.
Good girl. Good
Good.
girl.
Really nice and consistent. Good. Let your leg hang down. Really let the weight of your leg open your hips and stretch your hips loose. Plant your seat bones and move through your hips. So everything comes through your seat and your body into your hands. That's it. Leave your hands out in front of you with a bit of contact. So you're still riding with good, consistent contact. This is about your seat to hand connection. Good. That's really good. So again, when we're working on these, the fundamentals, everything is about consistency. So it's about being able to create a canter, a walk, a trot that remains the same when you take away one element. So it's either taking away your hands, taking away your seat, taking away your legs, just to show that the horse isn't reliant on any of those aids. You're going to get a much better response to your aids if the horse is prepared to go without them. So you can then ride with a much more refined set of aids. Loose leg, let your leg hang. That's it. Then you've got to use your seat. That's it. Use your seat. So you feel what effect your seat has on your horse's canter. And you can use the leg, but it's only intermittent and then loose. So you make sure you find the tempo at which she's in front of you, in front of your body. Good. Watch your reins don't get too long. Good. Super. That's in front of your body. Really good. Good, go with it, ride. That's it, through your hips. Yeah, find your space. Have a change of rein. Looking up. My God, you got some good stamina today. Look at you. She used to be a 5-minute wonder, now look at her. Good job, keep riding to the hands, hands in front.
Good girl.
Nice.
Wowzers. How long did I go for?
I don't know, you have to look back at the video, but it felt like an hour.
That bad.
No, it looked really good though. What did I do? So the first two things was riding without your seat, riding with your legs to your reins with a light seat. Obviously the last thing we've just done is taking the stirrups away, and that's more about riding from your seat to your hands. And now for the last thing we're going to do, so the last two ways we've been riding creates a very consistent contact. And for any of you that then find that your horses become a little bit leaning in the rein, the last thing we do is just lots and lots of giving and taking of the reins. So just riding with a really secure lower leg and seat, and then to just keep continuously giving and taking the reins so the horse finds self-carriage. So by the end of riding in this way, where you've checked off these three things, your horse should be in a nice consistent balance, good way of going in front of your legs, and finally finding self-carriage. Obviously self-carriage doesn't mean that your horse goes completely for nothing. It means that the horse is carrying itself. So there will still be moments of half halting, moments of riding with a secure leg and seat to create that consistency. Good, so just take the canter when you're ready. Good, ride a circle. Good. And now on the circle, employ your leg and your seat a little bit, aids. So you start to kind of support her with your leg and your seat, and then just every couple of steps, give and take. That's it, giving, good, and then, but make sure when you give with your hands, you don't give with your seat. Your seat stays in the saddle. Good, that's it. Well done. Good. Gently squeeze the contact, give and take again. So you just keep saying canter on yourself. Good. And you'll find as you do these give and takes, every time you retake the contact back, she should be a little bit more sensitive again. Good. And then squeeze the reins, and she should be more elastic. Good. So you're just making her carry herself. Good. And it's the aim is that nothing changes, isn't it? So when you take the contact away from her, she still carries herself. The canter stays in the same rhythm. That looks super. Good. And this is where you see your horse really start to blossom and develop confidence, that they feel that they can do it on their own. Good. And again, squeezing, giving and taking. Well done. Good. It's very easy when your horse gets too strong to think about that you need to pull more. You don't. You actually need to keep giving more. Keep making the horse sensitive by letting go. Good. See how nice your contact is now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
She's been a great model today.
Yeah, really good. Babs is Miss Perfect. That looks super. Right, I think you should give her a big, big pat. Let her stretch. She couldn't do it better. Perfect for where she's at.
Good girl. Good girl. Ooh, good girl.
So I think the biggest takeaway from this is if you've got a horse that's heavy in your hands, you need to employ your leg and your seat more. Don't just think about your hands. If you've got a horse that's behind your leg, you need to employ your seat and your contact more.
Yeah.
So you're riding the whole horse, never ride the symptom, always try to ride the cause. So that, quite often if a horse isn't consistent in the contact, it's because the horse isn't forward in front of your leg. So, just riding with your hands doesn't make consistent contact. Riding energetically to the hand makes good contact. And the same with the horse that's behind your leg. If you don't have consistent contact and consistent seat, you can never take your legs away. So
Yeah,
like really good.
I will say with her, it's one of the big things that I'm always working on with Babs is the contact, because she's not very consistent all the time. And it's so easy as a rider to just go into every session and always working on the contact. And funnily enough, we've taken the stirrups away, and that's
you had to forget about this bit
Yeah.
and just focus on this bit, and it's
Yeah.
made just a huge difference.
Yeah, and the same with, keeping her in front of the leg, take the stirrups away so that I'm not always keeping my leg on her. And this has now become so much more effective, and I know it's horrible. I know no one wants to do it, but just take your stirrups away, just try it, and just see the difference, because there's a reason why your trainer's always telling you to take your stirrups away. There's a reason
It's
why
so
you
good for
see
you, isn't it?
professionals doing
Yeah.
it at shows and stuff. In the warm-up, they'll take the stirrups away. There's a reason for it. It's not just to torture you.
Yeah. I think anything that helps you ride more consistently is only a good thing. And it strips away your emotional reaction to evasions or issues, because you just have to think about being with the horse. And I think when you're riding, I think that is number one all the time.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys have really enjoyed today's video. Hope you find it useful. We think that if any of you want to have a go at any of these things and either post it and tag us in or whatever, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, take your stirrups away, tag us in it, Boswell Dressage on Facebook or Instagram, and let us see what you're working on with your horse.
Yeah.
And
If
we
you like the
can
video, give it a thumbs up.
Go through the burn together. Good girl. She was so good.
Perfect. Little Miss Perfect.